Hey guys, this is my 11th attempt recording my Star Wars Episode 7 The Force Awakens rant. I have a 15-minute limit from YouTube for keeping it real too damn often, and I'm going to just try to give you the skinny on what I liked, didn't like, and why it sucked. Yeah, the movie, disappointing, spoilers henceforth. So, start off with the Lucasfilm logo, no Disney castle, hey, I'm fine with that. And then we have a scroll, so we're keeping it with the franchise, okay? And so far, so good, J.J. Abrams. But then we have General Leia Organa. Why is she a general? Princess demoted to general, whatever. She sent her best pilot to go deliver some plans to find Luke Skywalker. Like, why does he have plans to find Luke Skywalker? Why didn't he just, where is Luke Skywalker? Why is he missing? So he ran off like he thinks he's Yoda. Whatever. Anyways, it's got this faction, the First Order, has been able to show up. I guess they took control over the Republic. The Republic are considered the rebels still. Like, I don't, the Republic and rebels, it doesn't entirely make sense. The rebels against an empire, okay, but it's Republic versus First Order? Whatever. Anyhow, this is where the movie like starts to show its hand of where it's going wrong. You got this guy Poe, the pilot, gives the MacGuffin of the film to a droid. Like, we're doing that again. And as soon as that happened, I should have been like, yep, it's Star Wars 1977 all over again, but we're going to get a good dose of Hunger Games because, yay, feminism sells tickets. Yay, that's going to happen. So, jumping in on the scene to attack them are some stormtroopers. Stormtroopers seem way more competent in this film than ever before. One of them is phased, and he's like ready to defect. And I like how his buddy dies. He gets this red streak on his helmet from the blood, and it's like, okay, I've had enough of this. But that marks him, and it's kind of a good plot device in the sense that, okay, now we have identified who the stormtrooper is that we're looking for. As far as people know who's going to be what in the movie, it's like, yeah, okay, all these stormtroopers look alike, but wait, that one's got red on him. So he's ready to leave. He runs off with Poe, and they escape and all this. I don't have time to be going through all the plot points here, but that brings us to BB-8. I like the design of the droid. The roller bot is a good idea. But as droids go, it's good to have a buddy to play jokes off of. Hey, C-3PO, you might be kind of helpful, but you're going to be getting in the way. Hey, R2-D2, you did something helpful, but you're making the bleepity bloop sounds, and you're flying across the place, or who knows, you get ate by something. BB-8, it's the one-man show. He's the comic relief through and through, and so he gets annoying. You have your BB-8 fill, I feel like. John Boyega, though, as the reluctant stormtrooper, I really liked him. I thought he was the bright spot in this movie. He was charming and charismatic and funny when needed to be. I felt like he was the character who actually had some kind of depth or dimension to him or growth through the film. And everybody else, it's like fan service. Han Solo jumped on the scene. The audience I was with, this is 11 a.m. in one of the biggest theaters in town. And it was mostly adults, to be honest with you. Hey, I wanted to go when the kids were not going to be there so much. There was applause when Han Solo first showed up, and that was the last of the applause for the movie. No clapping whatsoever at the end. Everybody just felt gutted. The death of Han Solo at the hands of his son, Kylo Ren, was bullshit. We saw it being set up because here's the old guy with the information. We've seen that before with Obi-Wan Kenobi. I told you it was going to happen again because they killed off Taken back in the 1999 film The Phantom Menace. It was just like, yeah, okay, old guy with information dies again, and now here we are for the third time. Old guy with information eats it. And it's like, Kylo Ren, what good are you? I know a grown woman, a 30-year-old woman who named her dog Kylo because she's such a Star Wars fan. I'm not a fan of anything. I'm not indoctrinated. I have a Star Wars Xbox I bought because I knew that it would be worth something someday to a bunch of assholes. I've got a Star Wars Han Shot First shirt, and that is the limit of my Star Wars stuff so much. I've got the special edition VHS tapes in widescreen. Whoopity-doo. But I'm saying, guys, don't be just indoctrinated. If Disney says, hey, this is the cool new villain, Darth Vader, don't take their word for it. You think some people probably thought, oh, hey, Jar Jar's a great name for a Chihuahua back in '99, and they surely had some regrets. Now they're calling him Steve, right? Surely. But it's little things like that that just upset me. People looking forward to this movie, it's overhyped and it doesn't deliver. It's a rip-off of George Lucas's work. If anybody comes out of this looking good, it's George Lucas, because Phantom Menace, say what you will about the prequels, at least they didn't feel like a rip-off of the original trilogy. And that's what we were delivered by J.J. Abrams. It's the original trilogy plus the Hunger Games. So Rey, a character played by Daisy Ridley, does everything cool. She's going to be Luke Skywalker's kid, surely. It's like you're raised by yourself on a desert planet salvaging parts from Star Destroyers, and you speak perfect English diction, and just like a first-year drama student, your face does all the acting for you. It's like she's in tune with theater performance instead of film. It's overdone. I don't care for it. It's why you can't teach young people how to act for movies, because you just recruit them from theater and you get the theater performance. So I don't like her. The Star Destroyer, again, like it's every beat. It's like, here's the old guy saying this stuff. We have a new Star Destroyer, but this one's even bigger. Oh, bigger must be better. No, it's hardly even guarded. The guys who got in there, they didn't use the Force to take it out. No, they just shot the giant wart sticking on it, like, hey, hit me right here. At least it was kind of hidden and, small. What do they say? It was like the size of a womp rat or something, 9 feet or something, 6 feet, 9 feet, whatever, 3 meters, something like that. In the original film, no, it's like we'll just fly in there and then be met with little resistance, and almost everybody's going to fly home and we're going to celebrate. But in the meantime, we got to go rescue this chick who an hour earlier was told by Han Solo that Jedi exist, and now she has Force skills. Give me a break. So she's able to, by hearing that the Jedi are real, do a Jedi mind trick to free herself. And it's like, what? When did this come about? No one told you what a Jedi mind trick is, let alone you taught yourself. Why would Luke need to learn anything from Yoda if you just heard an hour ago and now you're the greatest Jedi ever? Give me a break, infallible woman complex. Yeah, and Jedi now have Vulcan mind meld because Abrams got his mythology mixed up between Star Trek and Star Wars. I like the fact that they built sets for this movie. It looks well done. It looks polished. The action scenes look good, but there's no gravitas when we feel like everybody's going to accomplish their goal with minimal resistance. Han Solo eating it. That drained the emotion from the end of the movie. Everybody should be hyped at the end. Han Solo should have died earlier. Obi-Wan Kenobi dying when he did, and then you do the trench run. Brilliant. It works out. I'm not saying rip off that movie further, but get your emotional beats right. No one was thrilled at the end. They were like, foregone conclusion, new Star Destroyer destroyed. When have we heard that before? Oh yeah, several times. Like every Star Wars movie. So, nothing there. But it's like, oh my god, you ruined my childhood, you killed Han Solo. Can't believe you did that, Abrams. Yeah, people are going to be pretty pissed about that. What is with that? Like, I mean, my synopsis beforehand was just, I'm sure it's going to happen because it's JJ's way of bringing in the new guard. Hey, here's some familiar faces to sell you the ticket. You're buying on nostalgia, but I want you to introduce and like my characters. Well, I don't like Rey, but hey, I'll look, see what Finn's up to. Okay, sure, Finn's a cool guy, but how come he can't do anything worthwhile? How come when he fights with a lightsaber? And by the way, lightsabers. This is broadsword fighting all of a sudden. I mean, I know Kylo Ren, he's got the broadsword looking lightsaber / flame stick, the way it's flickering around, but, in the prequel trilogy, it seemed like they were very Eastern with their lightsaber fighting. Like wire stuff, it was like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and now it's back to the rudimentary stuff, which isn't terribly thrilling by contrast, but there was the emotion there. There seemed to be desperation in the blows and everything, even though nothing much comes of it. It's almost like kids fighting with sticks, and it's very rudimentary. It's not polished at all. It's a little off-putting if you ask me, but what good does it do when the chick just shows up and she can beat this guy who's been training? Kylo Ren with Leia's Force, from Darth Vader Grandpa coming into him. By the way, someone needs to tell him that Vader had a face turn at the end of Jedi. because he's like, I'm going to finish what you started. No, but Grandpa kind of wigged out on that, buddy. It was a face turn. He turned into a good guy, killed the Emperor. Someone should brush you up on some history. I'm sure Luke tried to tell you this. No one wants to tell Rey that Luke is her dad. So at the end of the movie, everybody's kind of sad from Han Solo. And there should be some celebration for defeating the Death Star, but it's a foregone conclusion. And then she just goes off with like R2 and Chewbacca to go find Luke Skywalker, because now they have the pieces to the puzzle put together of where he's been hiding. And they just stare at each other, and she hands him a lightsaber. Which, by the way, lightsabers now act like, I don't know, it's like they're possessed with the spirit of the Force of all the people who held it before. Where did it even come from? This is the blue lightsaber that fell off at the end of Empire Strikes Back. It should be space dust or gone, or Cloud City floating who knows where. I don't get that. So they're just going to have a staring contest? Like, what a way to end a movie. It's not thrilling. It's just a, well, are they going to say something? Like, hey, you're my daughter. You know, I'm sorry I left you on that planet like Joe Dirt. It's like Joe Dirt got left with Granky and she got left in the desert of Jakku. This was a movie that no one clapped for at the end. And people clap at well-hyped movies where I live. And it was just a drain. It was like, we know what's going to happen. The movie's holding cards that are transparent, and then it shows you the card, and you're like, yeah, I saw it was an ace of spades earlier. I saw that. I can't imagine seeing anything else. Hollywood is dreck. I feel like I'm the greatest filmmaker of my time, and I'm not allowed to make movies, and I have to suffer through this crap. I am living in hell. And this is a 2 out of 4 star movie when Star Wars should be so much more.